Good afternoon, everybody. We're working on the study guide for cellular respiration. You we will have a test tomorrow. Cellular respiration and photosynthesis. So I'll give you a few minutes to work on this on your own, and then I'll review it. Again, there was a section that we did yesterday. We went back and looked at photosynthesis, and so you need to know the Kelvin cycle that happens during photosynthesis. I'm sorry. Got my mic up in the air. All right. So you need to make sure that you, if you need to go back and click on the section for photosynthesis, that you do that. So this is photosynthesis and respiration. So you might need to hop back again to answer these questions and then label this one as well. Okay. All right, so for this part of the worksheet, if you just type a paragraph down to the bottom, so you're going to fill in all the blanks, and then you're going to write a short paragraph to explain what this picture represents. Now, we may not get to discussing that, but I just wanted to make sure that you understood it. So it says using, you can go back and look up as much as you like. This is a good practice to show the module, how the two systems are connected. Okay, so you're going to, on these lines, you're going to fill in what's going in, what's coming out, what process is happening with the green structure, what process is happening with the orange structure, and discuss the cycle that's going on. So just write a short paragraph under here. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing so that I can do attendance. And then I'll come back and you're going to give me the answers. Okay? So we're not going to sit back and just, everybody's going to give me I'm going to go through the list and everybody's going to give me an answer. All righty. Stop sharing. For the person I just let in just now, we are working on these. You can find this on your things to do today, the cellular respiration study guide. What do you mean, how do you get it without being blocked? It shouldn't be blocked. We're not looking at the one I downloaded it, so this should not be blocked. We're not looking at the one that's embedded in, although it is embedded in the module. We are looking at the one that should be on your home page. You should be able to click on it. Like you should be able to, let me go back to, no, not module, home page. I'll tell you how I got there. All right, I'm even going to do it from student view. Oops. Uh-oh. I clicked on the wrong thing. Oh, there we go. View as a student. Okay. All right, so it should look like this for you. You click on this and it should open up like that. It should not be blocked. Okay. All right. Now, I do want to say this as far as attendance, and I've been saying this to all my classes today because I'm running into an issue where people are logging in and disappearing. And then when I look at GoGuardian, it says they've been idle for 20 to 30 minutes. That means you turned on your computer, walked away, and you think that your attendance is being marked. And that's not the case. because if I see it being idle, I'm just going to mark you absent. Last time I did that for somebody, it got their attention. They were like, "Oh, you marked me absent." Yes, I'm going to mark you absent. You are required to be on camera. You are required to be on the activity. So when I'm loading GoGuardian now, when I load GoGuardian, I should see not everybody's ceiling. I should see you in Canvas. I should see you working on your worksheet. That's what I should see. And again, I do the attendance by who's logged in on GoGuardian. So if GoGuardian says you're not there, you're not there. All right, so everybody should be looking at the cellular respiration study guide. Okay, and I do have it on focus mode, so while everybody else can't see you, I can see you, and I should not see black screens, and I should not see the ceiling. Okay. All right, Jada, what you doing? Okay, that's okay. Everybody's here. I'm going to share, and I'm going to have you all give me, we're going to go through the worksheet, and you all are going to tell me what the answers are, and we will complete as many of these as we can get done. All right. Okay, so for this first part, it's mostly, except for the first question, it's mostly multiple choice. So they give you two choices of what to fill in each box. Once you have decided which organelle should be used, you go ahead and complete the rest of the column. All right, so for cellular respiration, what organelle does that occur in? And you can type it in the chat. Um, There are 9 of you present, so we can get through. Somebody can just give me an answer. Thank you, Kendall. So Kendall's gave me the first answer. So somebody else has to give me where photosynthesis is. Okay. And LaCoria also told me mitochondria. Thank you, Jacob. The chloroplast. So we got cellular respiration and the mitochondria and photosynthesis in the chloroplast. All right, so you have for the next one, for cellular respiration, you have a choice of, is it all the time or is it only present in the light? And LaCoria says all the time. That is correct. So that's what you should have in the first column. And what that means is we tend to, and then obviously the other one goes, is present when light is present, goes in the other one. And what that means is photosynthesis requires light. However, photosynthesis happens only in green plants during the light. And then, okay, Kyla must have got kicked out. There we go. All right. And there's been internet issues all day long, so I'm gonna try to pay attention to when folks are being kicked out and coming back in and stuff like that. All righty. Forgive me if I'm not watching that because that's on a different screen. All right, so what I was going to say is you need to remember that cellular respiration happens in both plants and animals. So the plant cell also has mitochondria. Animal cells don't have chloroplasts, but plant cells have both mitochondria and chloroplasts. So when they say all the time, in a plant cell, you've got photosynthesis going on in the daytime and respiration going on, not necessarily in the daytime, but because it doesn't require light. So it can be happening all the time. In the dark, in the light, it doesn't matter. But in animal cells, only respiration is going on, and that can happen all the time as well. All right. Input. When we say input, we're looking at the chemical equation, and the things that go in to the equation are the input, and the things that come out are our output. All right, so the input for cellular respiration, and Kendall says it's glucose and oxygen. That is correct. So that is what is going into our reaction, and photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water is going into the equation. Okay. Jada said she can't find the study guide. Go on your homepage, on the homepage where it says assignments, and it should be, click on that. Jada, you got it? Okay. Okay. All right, so that's our input. So our output molecules are going to be the opposite. And later on, we're going to be looking at, that's going to be part of your question, is to decide the relationship here. All right, so the output molecules for cellular respiration are going to be, meaning what is created during cellular respiration, or what is given off. Carbon dioxide and water. Thank you. And then glucose and oxygen should be for photosynthesis. Okay. All right. For cellular respiration, is it going to be, are we storing the energy source for this reaction for cellular respiration? Is it going to be the chemical bonds, or is it going to be light energy? I can't write on this, so you're just going to have to kind of keep up with us. I'm trying not to go too fast, but yes. So the first column is chemical bonds, and I can go back and just um, repeat the answer, but I can't write on this. It's not giving me a tool. Let me see here. No, it doesn't give me a tool that I can write on this. Okay. All right. Now, while I'm going back, open it with Kami. I can't do that because that's a tool that is with your school system, and I'm not really in your school system, so I don't have access to Kami. This is why when you all send me stuff in Kami, you have to make sure that you convert it to a document because Kami is something that is licensed through your school, and I don't have access to that. All right. I wish I did, but what I can do, I tell you what I can do. Let me do it this way, and maybe that would help. I can open this in my Word document. Maybe that's something I can do as opposed to me being in Canvas. All right, so I'm gonna close this for a minute and I'm going to edit. All right, so now that everybody has found it, let me change what I'm sharing and I can write on it. There we go. Okay, so all right, so I'm sharing this from my Word document so that I can write on it. So we should have there. We're gonna have Oh, I meant to tell you while I'm doing this, I want you to look up the definition of anabolic and catabolic. Okay. Look up the definition of anabolic and catabolic. I need you to know what they mean, not just be able to put it um, in the correct space. Oops. Still can't spell. All right, and then somebody can put the definition when you find it, one for catabolic and one for anabolic. All right, LaCoria says anabolic means relating to promoting. No, that's not helping. Can't define a word with the word. That's always a rule. You can't, when you're defining a word, never define a word using the word. Okay, and Kendall says catabolic means breaking down molecules. Okay, so if breaking, if one is breaking down, okay, biosynthesis means building up. Okay, thank you, and Jacob and LaCoria. Okay, good. All right, so we're looking at which of these activities, cellular respiration or photosynthesis, is actually doing the building up and which one is doing. So cellular respiration is catabolic because we are taking, oh, sorry. Okay, let's go back. Catabolic means to break down. So we're taking that glucose molecule, and if you remember, we're breaking it down into two pyruvate molecules, and then we're breaking it down so that we release carbon dioxide. So we're breaking that one down. With photosynthesis, we're taking the carbon dioxide and the water, and we're putting them together to build something. So yes, we do want trying to make sure I spell it right. Anabolic over there and anabolic over here. Spell it right. Okay. And okay. All right. So the next question, it says if photosynthesis is a process that deposits energy into a saving count, what is cellular respiration doing? All right. Somebody who hasn't said anything yet. We got Jacob and Kendall and LaCoria answering all the questions. So I would like you to volunteer and not. All right, cellular respiration is withdrawing energy from the savings account. Thank you, Kendall. All right. So yes, you want to say if one is depositing energy. So what we're saying is during photosynthesis, we are creating an energy reserve. And we're doing that by building up our glucose molecule. And we said that was stored in the chemical bonds. I meant to go back and highlight that the glucose molecule that we are creating, that carbon, the hydrogen, and the oxygen are held together by chemical bonds. And during this process, we're breaking it up. To break it up, we have to release energy. Okay, so yes, you want to say that cellular respiration is like withdrawing the energy from the savings account. If photosynthesis is depositing it, um, cellular respiration. I'm just going to copy what you said and put that over here. Oops. All right. Yay. Okay, so so that's what you should have. Cellular respiration is like withdrawing the energy. And it should be from, I see what you said, from a savings account. Okay. All righty. Are we all good? All right, so let's look over here at question number 3. How are they, and basically we just want to look at, you only have to discuss carbon dioxide. So what I want you to do to answer that question is to look at these two equations in question 4. They've written out the chemical equations for the two reactions. And what do you notice? How would you describe what carbon dioxide is doing in each of those equations in order to be able to say how they are the opposite of each other? And this is a popular question on test, so you need to really be able to understand that. All right, this is what, all right, so this, you have CO2. I'm going to see if I can get it to stop doing that there. Come on. All right, it won't let me highlight it, but what you want to say for this one is you want to say, anybody have an answer yet? Look at the position of the carbon dioxide in each equation. And what would you say? They are complementary. Yes, they are. And that's why the question is asking you. So that wouldn't be an answer because the question is already telling you they are the opposite of each other, but they want you to say how. Okay, so the how is that the carbon dioxide is used during photosynthesis and released during respiration. So that's the answer that you want in that space. Okay, let me see if I can highlight that so it stands out a bit. Okay, carbon dioxide is used during respiration and released during during photosynthesis and released during respiration. All right, which takes us, and we're going to look at it a little more as we look at question 4. So again, they have given you the two equations. So the first one, you have C6H12O6 at plus 6 molecules of O2. So knowing what this is, and you have to know what it is, which equation is this? Is it photosynthesis or respiration? Right, and remember, you're going to upload this worksheet completed. So even if I don't get finished by the end of class, we want this completed worksheet uploaded. Ooh. So we're not going to get far. All right, I'm going to try to help you out because you are going to have to finish this on your own. All right, so this one is going to be respiration. And but we're looking at this equation and it says we've got oxygen present. The oxygen present means that, thank you, LaCour. Is it going to be aerobic or anaerobic? If oxygen is present, is it aerobic or anaerobic? It's going to be aerobic. Aerobic, and you got to know your vocabulary. Aerobic means in the thank you, Jacob, the presence of oxygen. We said earlier that this is going to occur in the mitochondria. And now what I would like you to do is not write it underneath. I would like for you to write it above the equation. So the first one, I want you to write that this is the formula for glucose, and O2 is the way that we write oxygen. So you want, and these are our input molecules, and then, oops, too far. Our output is water. So you need to know this equation in chemical symbols and words. And what I want you to say for the last one, I don't want you to repeat ATP. What is ATP? What would you say ATP? Another word for ATP would be. We can't use ATP again, so we got to use another word. So what is ATP? Thank you. It is energy. So instead of writing that up, I want you to just write energy above that. Okay. All right. Next process. So we're starting with, and I might as well answer 11 so that we can get through this real quick. So we have water and we have carbon dioxide. So I'm answering number 11. Putting the labels in for you. All right. We don't have to, you can specify that the light doesn't always have to be the sun, but most of the time it is sunlight energy. Because if we do this in the lab, obviously I have a room full of plants here, and while they're sitting in front of the window, they can grow if I just have the light on in the room. So light, it just needs light of some sort, and then it's going to create glucose. So what LaCoria said earlier is that this equation is showing you that they are the opposite of each other. Okay, you can take that one equation and just learn it forwards and backwards and just know which way is photosynthesis and which way is respiration. But you only have to memorize one equation and then know that the other is the reverse. You also have to know which one is releasing energy and which one is not. Okay. All right. So so this process is photosynthesis. Like I said, we only got 5 minutes. So I'm going to try to go through this with you quickly. The organelle that we said in our chart earlier was the chloroplast. Okay. All right. So we've done all of that. For this question right here, we watched a video yesterday on photosynthesis. So we know that there is something called, I'm going to type it in here underneath. There, I guess I'm going to type it over here. All right, be familiar with the word, the Kelvin cycle. All right, and if you need to watch that video again, go back to, okay, let me see if I can get back there real quick. In the module. All right, because we watched this yesterday. Why don't we go back? Go back and review, and you do need to go back and review it. Let's go. All right, you want photosynthesis lesson. And on the photosynthesis lesson, I want you to make sure that you look at actually you want to look at, here's the video. I think it's not.
The importance of chloroplasts.
Okay.
Plants and algae have.
That's not the one. This one. What's that? Okay, you want this one. Make sure you review this video because she goes through, and we're not going to watch it right now because we watched it yesterday. But what I do want you to look at is that there's light reaction, what is happening during the light dependent reaction. So she goes through a whole list of things that are happening. Whoops, I went too fast. Too fast, too fast. Okay, so during the light reaction, these are the things that are happening during the light reaction. We are creating NADP, and we are going to use what we create in the light reaction, and then we're going to use it in the dark reaction, which is the Kelvin cycle. And these are the things that happen during the Kelvin cycle. So go back and make sure that you review this video, because you do have to know light and dark reactions as far as photosynthesis is concerned. And you do need to know that you don't need to know the name of that enzyme, but you do need to know that enzymes are involved in breaking down these sugar molecules. Okay? All right, coming back to worksheet. Hopefully that pop back up. All right, so for this one, you want to make sure that for number 12, yes, is NADPH. So it's going to be C. Am I right? It's going to be C. For 13, okay, so that one happened during photosynthesis. And during the Krebs cycle, you need to remember that there's three stages to cellular respiration: the glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport. So this one is going to be B. And then this one is going to, for both of the next ones, it's going to be A, because used by cells as a source of energy is ATP. That's what ATP is, and it's generated during cellular respiration. 36 molecules of energy are generated during ATP are generated during that process. All right, so I do want you to finish this. I want you to upload it. We are still going to have the quiz, so you might end up uploading that later on, but I do want you to finish these 2 pages as well. Okay, it is time to go. Are there any questions before we go? All right, so again, use your notes to help you fill out any of these other parts. All right, see you on tomorrow.